EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Sunshine State at Everbank Stadium here in Jacksonville. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Drive begins with a carry by Davis Price. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
52 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. And you hear it all the time, but that's one of the dangers of the blitz. You get past that first wave, nobody else is there.
And when teams blitz, what they're trying to do is make you lose your poise, lose your timing and your tempo. But when you hold it together, you can really hurt them the other way, getting past that first wave.
Washington's got it. And the ball is knocked out. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Shotgun and then a handoff to Davis Price. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Howard from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jaguars are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. You look at this Steeler defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Got a man, it's De'Ami Brown, complete. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the 1st down. And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down. Lawrence will throw. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's second down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there. Couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Now Lawrence. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down. Play action. It's Lawrence. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The Jaguars sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
That's complete. It's Brian Thomas. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 34-yard line. Running out of the gun with Etienne. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down. You look at this Steeler defense. They were terrific a week ago in the win over the Lions.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's about what you consider the break-even mark. If you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, a pretty nice effort.
Second and 7. Now Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. The extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. These two teams all tied after one. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Howard gets it out wide to Davis Price. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game? That's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back at it.
And got his man, complete. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. DK Metcalf, 30 yards, and the Steelers have taken the lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Flush to his right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down.
That was earning a first down the hard way. You want your quarterback to be a scrapper, but you also want to keep him upright. He paid for that first down by taking a big-time hit.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. This will be caught by Brown. And he's going to get this down near the 25. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Lawrence with a quick throw outside. That's complete. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Brenton Strange from 8 yards out. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And a completion to Wilson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's second and a couple. Another touch for Davis Price. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 98 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They'll run with Davis Price, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Give to Davis Price up the middle here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder. And they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Washington. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Boswell's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the 2nd half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
Any questions about that approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now Lawrence to throw. It's complete downfield out left to his running back. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne, 35 yards. And the Jaguars will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Looking to throw. Howard. That one down the field for Freiermuth. And his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Jags will take over here at their own 14-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And this one caught by Hunter over the middle. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Here's Lawrence. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. Something we haven't really seen much of from him. An incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. A yard all they need, but it's third down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. 57 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Now we're first and 10 at the 11. Lawrence. And that'll be incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Throwing again on second and 10. Lawrence. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now Lawrence changing the play. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Touchdown, Jaguars! De'Ami Brown from 10 yards out. And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because... And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. He may go. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And, Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
From his end zone, Wilson. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He gets this one to Davis Price. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, we're not able to find any yardage on that one.
Now Howard operating from the gun. He'll find Metcalf. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Again, he'll drop to throw. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 33. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 23 yards on the play. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. Here's Freiermuth again. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Davis-Price up the middle. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on third down, Howard. And that ball is caught by Washington. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. Laying himself out in the end zone. And the Steelers are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a first and 10. Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down now.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football here, and they'll look to extend their lead as we begin quarter number 4. Now second and 8 at the 32-yard line.
Let's go.
Back to throw. Lawrence. He completes it to Hunter. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game. And trusting this quarter.
And now the ball's out. Fumbled near midfield. And it's picked up by the Steelers. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll look to throw. It's caught at the 1. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 28-yard line.
Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout called. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Second and 12. Looking to throw, Lawrence. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 67 yards rushing for him now to this point. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Just because you got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They get this out quickly to the left side. And he will have a first down here before he gets banged down to the turf pretty hard. 4th and 2. They got it. That was kind of that gray area. Is that a feel thing, whether you go run or pass there offensively?
I think it's a feel thing. It's a tendency thing about what you like to do yourself on offense, as well as knowing how strong they are against the run on defense. Got to make a decision, and they made the correct one.
Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Let's go. 11,
Throwing again here, it's Lawrence. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Now Lawrence. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard strike. They're going on 4th down. Lawrence. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the first down conversion. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
In motion, the tight end. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take this one down near the 15.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They run the option left with Lawrence. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down. And that ought to be the one that seals the victory.
But they've certainly not shied away from throwing the football as they've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, but that last one earning them a new set of downs.
Bigsby is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
And this is where the mental part of the game comes into play. Defense is out of timeouts. Just hold on to the football. No sense really trying to score. They should be able to run this one out.
Ball at the 6, 3rd and goal. Try to take this home. They'll run. And he is going to lose yardage here.
And in this situation, a field goal doesn't help you a whole lot, but I think you've got to take it because I think you're a little too far back to go for it on 4th down. But we also know the offensive coordinator's in the head coach's ear trying to talk him into going for it right here.
Well, we all just got a heck of a show, partner. This was a close game for a long time. Close at half, close down the stretch. Home team finds a way to get it done, a narrow victory.
Yeah, they finished with a flourish, didn't they? Because they're